Okay. Excellent. Good afternoon, everyone. We are from the WBA, that's the World Bioenergy Association, in its official press conference at COP30. Thanks for being here. Today, it's very important for the WBA to host this press conference to highlight the role of bioenergy in advancing global climate and development goals. In this session, as you will see, we will launch the trailer of Bioenergy Horizons. That's WBA's new documentary series showcasing innovation, adoption, and real-world impact of bioenergy solutions around the world. Following the trailer, we'll have a small discussion so we can explore how bioenergy contributes to local development, sustainable fuels, and climate mitigation. This conversation will reflect on practical experiences and success stories from across WBA's network, including the initiatives that we are going to talk with Abhishek Pandey, which is with me today, from the BAIF Development Research Foundation in India. So if we could show the video, please.
Today is to basically provide sustainable and renewable fuel to the ready-built energy infrastructure. Those energy units have a chance to continue operations in the modern era by using renewable fuel. In this industry, we have the chance of calculating our own footprint of our product and the positive impact it is creating on our client side on a daily or monthly basis by calculating how much fossil emissions were reduced because of us.
In a future bioeconomy, all what we eat, use, wear, build and live with needs to come from sustainably sourced biomass. And in order to make that happen, we need flexible multi-purpose biorefineries that produce multiple products at the same time.
In the coastal seas in Denmark, many places in Europe, we have way too many nutrients from the sea washed out from land. So in that sense, the blue biomass can help us support the circular bioeconomy, but also to produce a better marine ecosystem.
Here at Greenfield Global, we take locally sourced corn, we bring it in and process it, convert the long-chain starches into fermentable sugars, which we then ferment into alcohol. You have CO2 produced, and then you also have the base ingredient, which forms an animal feed. So the ethanol itself is carried on and it's used as a fuel-grade ethanol, which helps displace fossil fuels from the fuel that we use and consume and drive in our cars every day.
I think looking at the policy landscape right now, regardless of political inclination, you want to look for solutions that have a really strong return on investment. In some ways, that emphasis on practicality is a great opportunity for biofuels to become even more important in the future energy mix. They are practical, they are available, they are something that we are excellent at making and innovating, and we know that they work.
Desde 2008, a Solvi ela vem processando e investindo na geração de energia elétrica a partir do biogás dos nossos aterros. Em paralelo, nós também estamos trabalhando num projeto de consumir também biogás para a produção de biometano, aproveitando esse biogás existente nos nossos aterros.
O biometano está totalmente inserido no contexto do que seria uma economia circular, porque nós estamos transformando efetivamente resíduos ou passivos ambientais em um ativo que é um ativo energético.
Governments are looking for ways to defossilize their energy mix without compromising energy security. We can't build climate plans around technologies that might be viable in 2050. We need tools that are scalable and practical today. Don't underestimate bioenergy. The energy transition isn't just about finding new ideas, it's about delivering proven solutions fast and at volume. Bioenergy, when developed responsibly, can be clean, stable, and fair. And this isn't just about replacing forests with grass, it's about putting degraded land to productive use and offering renewable fuel alternatives that are not just measurable, but investable and ready now.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Oscar Espinosa. I'm a board member of the WBA, the World Bioenergy Association. And as you can see, this is a series in which we want to bring forward evidence and studies that showcase how bioenergy is driving progress toward a cleaner, safer, and more inclusive energy future. As you could see, there's very important success cases that from all around the world, practically very different corners of the world, with very different feedstocks, with very different solutions, no? From solid biofuels to biomethane to liquid fuels. So here today we have with me Abhishek Pandey, which is from the BAIF Development Research Foundation. He's also a member of the World Bioenergy Association. And it would be very interesting to know, Abhishek, from your point of view, what are the initiatives, that are happening in India, some cases for the use of biomass, and also, first, if you could introduce yourself, your organization, and then we pass to the practical cases.
Yeah, thank you, Oscar. Warm greetings from India. Is it working? Yeah. Is it working now? Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you, Oscar, and warm greetings from India. I'm Abhishek. I'm from the organization called BIF Development Research Foundation. It is an organization which is working in India for almost last 60 years with an aim to make development in rural India both sustainable and climate resilient. Every year we work with more than 4 million families integrating livestock development, natural resources, agriculture, horticulture, renewable energy, and women empowerment. In the last 10-15 years, we have mainstreamed climate resilience in almost all our flagship programs, ensuring that every activity contributes towards climate adaptation, mitigation, or inclusive growth. At BIF, we believe that we don't see climate action as a separate agenda, but a development lens through which natural resources, livelihoods, and ecosystems can be strengthened together. Now, coming on to your question, Oscar. So, at BIF, we believe that climate solutions must begin where life begins, from our farms, from villages, from kitchen. In India, every year, almost millions of farmers, they are dependent on very delicate balance of crop, livestock, and natural ecosystems. Now, these farmers are facing these days 3 interconnected crises. Number 1, energy poverty. Number 2, soil degradation. And number 3, high cost of cultivation. Now, approach of BIF Development Research Foundation is to find a solution, innovation, which can connect these crises and also what is essentially convert what is essentially seen as waste into wealth and what is seen as local action into global climate impact. Now, in that context, I want to share 3 major activities or innovation which is very relevant to what we have just seen in the trailer from World Bioenergy Association. Number 1 is our initiative, which is called as IRESA, IRESA, Integrated Renewable Energy and Sustainable Agriculture. It can, on a prima facie, it can be seen as a typical biogas project or program, but it is very different from that. If you know about the conventional biogas program, it is the typical production of or generation of biogas. But in our case, in IRESA, in this program, it is just a byproduct. And the main or primary product is organic manure, which is produced from another waste, which is slurry. So at first level, waste, that is cow dung, is converted into biogas, like a typical biogas program. But the waste of this biogas, that is slurry, we use our own patent, which is called BSF, BIF Slurry Filter. It is an addition to a conventional biogas program. Now that slurry is passed through this filter and we produce organic manure. So each household unit transforms cattle dung into clean cooking gas and a high quality organic manure. A typical 2-meter cube prefabricated IRSA unit can replace 12 LPG cylinders annually. It also means replacing 2.65 tons of firewood or fuel wood. It also produces 1.5 tons of organic manure, and it also prevents emission of 4 tons of carbon CO2 equivalent. Now, these are numbers of just one household. Imagine if we can support those millions of farmers, what numbers we can achieve and what impact we can achieve. Now, beyond these numbers, these IRSA units also reduces drudgery of women. You know, they spend a lot of time, hours and hours, days and years just to find fuel wood. So it also reduces the drudgery, and it, along with preserving our forest and also improving soil health, which I mentioned through organic manure which we produce. So also, we train farmers, producer groups, we train self-help groups, women, we train local youth, and in a way, this climate technology gets converted into local business opportunity. So it's like circular system meeting rural enterprise. So IRSA is not just a biogas plant, it is a micro ecosystem of energy, soil, and dignity. Second interesting innovation that I want to talk about, Oscar, is biochar, through which we revive soil and capture carbon. This innovation is biochar, where we revive traditional Indian wisdom of using controlled burning to restore soil, but through modern science. Farmers convert crop residues like cotton stalks, maize, pigeon pea, or sugarcane trash into stable carbon that improves soil fertility and locks carbon for years, typically for 7 to 8 years. Now, this biochar increases soil organic carbon from below 0.4% to above 1%, improves moisture retention and also nutrient availability, along with enhancing crop yield. All this while preventing the burning of crop residues, which is the main source of pollution in rural India. This biochar shows that the problem of residue burning can become a solution for both soil and the atmosphere. Now, third innovation is UGAM, that is unfolding green potential through agri-waste management. In India, annually 350 million tons of agri-waste is produced every year, and almost only 30% of that waste is used productively. That means 70% does not get used properly and is risk being burnt every year. 70% means around 250 millions of agri-waste. Now, this is just one aspect of the problem, because there are other issues in the same chain as well. Biomass supply chain is not organized. It is not strengthened at all. There is no transport. Transporters are always missing. The farmers' capacity, be it technical, managerial, or digital access, is very limited. Even industry is clueless about getting biomass. Now here our project, that is UGAM, comes into picture, where we scale up our waste to energy initiative into biomass briquetting. We onboarded farmers producer organization, we mobilized SHGs, we mobilized local groups and other primary organizations. We trained them, we built their capacities on technical parameters, on digital access, on financial parts. We brought finances from microfinance, banks like HDFC and all, local Indian banks. We strengthened and organized the supply chain of biomass, biomass as in agri or bio waste. And then transporters comes into picture because they can see the money. Now strengthening the biomass, bringing transporters, and then getting biomass into the industries, which was missing earlier. This is what we have achieved with these UGAM programs. In one single reported cycle, we converted 6,000 tons of agri waste into 1,300 tons of biomass briquettes. Digital platforms now connect producers, transporters, and industries, ensuring transparency and market access. This model proves that with the right ecosystem, technology, finance, and digital access, rural India can supply clean energy to urban ecosystem industries. UGAM is where circular economy meets rural enterprise, converting what was once polluted the air into now what powers the economy. I've mentioned about all these three our innovations, that is IRESA, biochar, and Ugam. Together, these show three dimensions of one vision, a circular rural economy where renewable energy, soil health, and livelihoods reinforce each other. They align with the global call of COP30 to make climate action people-centric, nature-positive, and economically viable. At BAIF, we often say that energy transitions are truly successful only when they nurture both people and planet. From cow dung to clean cooking gas, from crop residue to carbon capture, and from village waste to renewable enterprise. We are proving that climate action can grow from the soil upward. Thank you.
Excellent, Abhishek. Thank you very much. As you can see, three very different cases which have a very significant impact on communities that are not only using what once was seen as waste, or also was seen as a pollutant. There's 500 tons of agricultural waste which are being burned in the open skies.
350 million tons.
And imagine that volume in India. So here we can see a very clear example of a circular model where we use these sources to produce viable energy that's impacting into the communities and livelihoods in India. One of the things that we've always been supporting is the use cases of modern bioenergy, right? So can you tell us a little bit more about the type of technologies that you are using? Are these technologies proprietary? Do you develop in India? What's the type of technology and innovation that's happening there?
So we always say that it is if we know how to play it, it is a flute. Otherwise, it is just a stick. So technology is like that only. Technology should be very people friendly, and all our programs is very community driven. If it is accessible, very easy to use for the community, it is good. So the model of IRESA, the deviation from typical biogas program is it's a prefabricated 2-meter cube volume unit, very easily transportable, very easily can be scalable because it can be prepared anywhere through any vendor, through any party. And also, the one addition to the typical biogas program was our own slurry filter, that is BAIF slurry filter. It is our own patent, but it is can be used for public use for any initiative, especially on bioenergy. So it is not something which is not accessible. It is something which we have got patent of, but we are willing to use it for the use of public.
Community-driven innovation, right?
Exactly, because technology or any program or any initiative, if it is not community-driven, the entire framework can be raised into failure.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Bioenergy has been and has a greater role to play. It's been a cornerstone of the energy transition and a vital contributor to decarbonization across all end-use sectors. And it has continued a steady expansion. The recent launch of the Belém 4X pledge on sustainable fuels, for example, aiming to quadruple global use of sustainable fuels by 2035, signals a renewed international focus on the role of bioenergy in meeting these climate goals. It's not here, Brazil, our country host of the COP30, has been developing a leadership regarding bioenergy for a long time now. They have built a global, they are using the platform of COP to build this global coalition supporting the Belém 4X pledge, position biofuels as an attractive and investable climate technology, promote Brazilian innovation in sustainable fuel systems, and frame biofuels as a part of a just and an inclusive transition that benefits rural communities and developing economies. So with this, I would like to leave before asking our last question to Abhishek. If there's some questions from the audience, we would love to hear your thoughts or gladly respond to a question if there is one. Okay, not yet. So there's another thing that we wanted to comment, Abhishek, that's you were already mentioned this community driver that fosters innovation. We would like to know a little bit more about the social impact that you are generating. If you could tell us a little bit more about the numbers, You talked about 4 million people every year that you work with. That's an amazing scope of activity, and of course of impact. If you could talk a little bit more about the social impact, no, in this following this very important concept around the necessary just transition for renewables.
See, if you see all the aspects of programs that we do, especially on livestock development or natural resource management, everything is community driven. And with livestock, because livestock in our IRESA program or biogas program that we just talked about, it is for those families which have at least 2 to 3 animals per household. Now, they, with better breeding, with better herd health management, and by better feeding, they can have good milk production and also reduce methane generation from these animals, because 58% of agriculture methane emission comes from livestock only. So this is one aspect of this program. So if we can feed them better, if we can by better breeding, by better herd health management, we can reduce this emission from there. Now that dung which it is produced can be then used as an input for bioenergy transition. Around 3,000, more than 3,000 families are now using this IRESA program, IRESA units. And they are, normally we see livestock as a polluter, methane emitters. But we see those millions of animals also, not just talking about farmers that we work with, families that we work with. We also work with millions of animals as well. Why I'm telling this about animals or farm, because IRESA program essentially depends on animals, on cow dung basically. So these animals should be seen as a solution and not as a part of the problem. We see them as a solution. So methane emission through IRESA is a very small part, I guess. If we talk about larger things, emission from large ruminants, it's a big picture.
Extraordinary. Thanks very much. I think for us at the World Bioenergy Association, COP30 represents a pivotal opportunity to transform ambition into action. The world must move from negotiation to implementation, from pledges to projects, real experiences like the ones you've just heard from India. Bioenergy as a renewable, scalable, and socially inclusive solution must be an integral part of this transition to help deliver progress towards the 1.5 goal and sustainable energy future for all. So thank you very much for your attention and for being here.
Thank you.
Thank
you,
Abhishek.
Oscar. Thank you.
Wonderful.